I've been a therapist for 13 years and I've studied psychology. I'm in my master's degree right now, and I figured it out for the Democrats. Here's the take. If you wanted men to vote for you, stop telling them they're toxic. Let's go.
Hacks or messaging or how to speak with the American male. This is not a communications issue. This is a policy issue. Because what you've done is you have told half this country, we want nothing to do with you. You're the bad guy. You're the problem. Every single one of your policies is designed to hurt half this country, the men.
Democrat strategists are in panic mode because they figured out that what they've been selling, the working class man is not buying, and they have spent $20 million and had a conference in the Ritz Carlton to try to figure out how to fix the problem, but I would have done it for 10 grand. Here are some of the details.
Gathering at luxury hotels to discuss how to win back working class voters. The Times says these news projects can read like anthropological studies of people from faraway places. What do you see in here?
Well, it's great that we're being a little bit more introspective. That's always helpful. But I think that the Democrats have forgot that maybe we should just talk to people like people. We don't need to do studies on it. We don't need to meet at hotels. How about we just go to community meetings and meet people where they are on social?
Democrats have launched the initiative called the SAM Initiative, which stands for Speaking with American Men. And they are trying to figure out why people like myself, who are just a plebeian in Ohio, who has no idea about what it is to even visit a Ritz Carlton. They're trying to figure out why we didn't want to vote on their behalf. And it doesn't take a psychology expert to figure this one out. But we've reviewed several hundred times on this channel how they've kept telling us that men are toxic. And as a matter of fact, the financial structures that abound today are not set up for the success of men getting what they wanted out of this whole society, which is the opportunity to raise a family, to be able to have a job that would even just pay their bills without having to overwork themselves and without being replaced. And those are the exact ideals that have been pressed forward by the Dems for a decade. So what did the SAM Initiative conclusions end up coming up with? Ads in video games. And possibly, but not likely, an apology saying that you're not toxic, but actually, yes, you are toxic. See, the problem with our modern politic is that no one would be able to admit when they were wrong, and therefore an apology not possible. But there really are just literally several bulwarks of the Democrat Party that just simply don't allow for this type of communication to men right now, because they would ultimately lose a lot of their base if they started speaking to men like they were actually human, because they have garnered the support of so many people, and specifically the Nanny State type person who needs the Nanny State. They've been speaking to them for so long and marginalizing men for so long that if they were to revert from that, they would lose their base, and therefore it's not going to happen. So on a personal front, I speak to men every day as a therapist. I've also been a man for about 42 years, and well, I guess 32, because I wasn't a man when I was 2. But we don't need handouts. We don't even need your pity. What we do need is to be told that we're not toxic. I don't need you to tell me that I'm not toxic. I need you not to say that I'm toxic. I need you to stop pressing other people into the male roles and stop telling us that being strong, that eating red meat, and that being a leader are all things that you can't ascribe to, because that ultimately has pushed men further and further away from anything Democrat Party.
Are you getting ahead?
Yeah, no, you're not. This is not, I really have no understanding what that is, because honestly, if somebody needed to come talk to me, just come talk to me.
So instead of attending things at the Ritz Carlton and handing each other hors d'oeuvres while you're drinking wine and talking about how to reach young men, it's possible that you might just go talk to a few. Stop setting up systems so that they are directly antithetical to men thriving, and come out to Ohio. And when East Palestine, Ohio, there was a train that derailed a bunch of toxins went out into the environment. They set it all on fire. The government's grand plan to get rid of it was to set it all on fire. And then it took that administration over a year to visit. These are the types of messages that you don't have to be a genius or psychology expert to figure out that you just do not care. That would need to stop if you expected anyone to vote for you again that has genitalia of a man.
At luxury hotels to discuss how to win back working class voters. And they're spending $20 million on an effort to try to figure out how to speak to young men. Quote, it is codenamed SAM, short for Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, and promises investment to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces.
So what do you guys think? Will the $20 million plan work? Will Speaking to American Man, the SAM initiative on behalf of the Democrats, will that make any hill beans difference? It wouldn't in my book, because once I started coming off of the plantation of what it meant to be a Democrat, I learned over the last 14 years or decade, since the last time that I voted Democratic, I've learned a lot about what exactly they think about me. And I don't need to be a psych expert to know that you think I'm toxic, and I am out. And so should the rest of the men. Drop a comment if this plan is going to work in your mind, and if Rumble Right Dad can be of any service to you. Or if you just want to drop a line, you can hit the email that's in the channel description, and then we'll talk real soon. Have a